What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of RMP Podcast, giving you opinions on topics you've never asked for. I'm your host, PLAX. I'm here with my co-host, Rick. Rick, how you doing today, man?
It's a little cold. I ain't gonna lie. I'm sitting in here in my blanket by the heater.
It's getting super chilly in Buffalo.
It's getting very wintertime.
Yeah, that's what we get from
skipping fall, going straight to the winter.
Yeah. But maybe it'll get warmer quicker if we get cold quicker. That's usually how it works, right? Yeah, right?
Halloween's right around the corner, too.
It is.
I'm not gonna touch that.
Halloween?
No, I was talking about what you were saying before.
What?
When you was asking, right?
If we get wintertime quicker or earlier, we'll get warm weather earlier. That happens sometimes.
No, it doesn't.
Sporadically.
If our winters are no less than like February. If we get it way late, then like you can have snow in March.
You can. Remember, it was hailing like either a year ago or 2 years ago in like April.
I remember it was snowing in April, and then the next day it was 70.
Yeah, niggas was talking about hooping.
And it was still snow on the ground.
Yeah, like, no, we're not doing that.
It's April, man.
I think I was one of the niggas talking about. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's go.
Yeah, no, that was
niggas
foolish.
Like, nah, let's not do that. You'll slip on ice and kill yourself.
You know, speaking of sports and stuff, you know what's actually like a low key like demanding sport?
What?
Bowling.
It is. Them motherfuckers be like having long lasting injuries and shit. On their bodies.
I was just thinking that because you were saying hooping, and I was like, yeah, I remember the one time we hooped when it was cold out, and I felt sick the next day. I was thinking about when I was in Atlanta for my cousin Tony's wedding. Shout out to Tony. Some guy named Lee. Check out his music. Song with Benny the Butcher.
The GOAT.
You already know what it is. When we was out there for his wedding, we was bowling, right? And they had it for like the whole, like, it was the day after the wedding, so it was like a family day type thing, right? And they had basically the lanes for like 5 hours. It was in 5 hours you could play as many games as you could get through in bowling in 5 hours, which it doesn't seem like you would be bowling for 5 hours. But depending on how many people are on your lane, and if you're playing against actual people, like if your side is playing against the other side or such and such, 5 hours can last with bowling, right? But the thing is that by the last hour mark, boys were bowing out. They was like, I'm bowled out, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just send it. And so I bowled every frame for about 7 different people for the last, I want to say, hour and a half to 2 hours of just bowling. So like from beginning to end from beginning to end in bowling for that last hour, I did not leave the lane.
Oh my god!
I was sweating.
How did you do such a thing?
I was sweating. I was sweating crazy because I was practicing.
Hey Rick, that's what I said. Imagine if you would have like locked in and did that frequently. You could have joined the league, man.
No, that's what I was.
That's practice.
My dad bowls for a league, so I'm not a stranger to a bowling alley. I think I've talked about it here. Like that's where I got my first love for like gaming was at like arcades and stuff. That's where Time Crisis, if you ever seen it, they have it at Dave & Buster's. Time Crisis, one of the greatest shooting games that have ever existed. And so I'm not a stranger to a bowling alley. I've been in a bowling alley since I could walk. And so he bowls. He has the shoes. He has the custom shoes with his name on it, the ball, the rag, the stickum spray. Like he got it all, right? And so he's nice, and he's left-handed. I was blessed to not be left-handed. So he's left-handed, right? And so when he bowls, it's very awkward because left-handed stuff isn't made for left-handed people. But since he's left-handed, the only way he could really, really bowl was curving the ball. And so if you ever seen like real bowlers, when they curve the ball, it's looking like it's tight roping on the edge of the gutter. And that's how my dad bowled, like, just in general. And I always wonder how he did it. So for that hour, 2 hour mark, I was just trying to curve the ball, and I was getting it. I was putting them away, strikes and all. I was like, oh yes sir, I'm him, Timothy himself when it comes to bowling.
Well, it's in your blood to be talented at sports. You just refuse to lock in.
You know, my dad was always good at miscellaneous stuff. He always basketball. He was okay. He wasn't like the best in my family, as other people in my family are in the league, but he was good at like miscellaneous shit like bowling, pool, darts.
That all like the low key joint.
Yeah, well, he was nice at the shit that you could steal money from people in. Like
the finesser games.
Yeah, the Thompson family motto is like, if you got money, why not gamble? So like he was good at all that. It's not a great model at all. Scratch off, slot machines, betting on. We literally get together. If there's more than 5 of us get together, we betting money on like dice. Like the Thompson family, money does not stay in one's pockets.
You told me that. You said there's a bit of a gambling
problem
group thing.
No problem. No. I almost fell for it in Vegas when I was playing 21 and I was going crazy. I wasn't about to leave that table.
You know that's the family shit. Like those family traits is real. Like you got
it's real.
Some shit that you know your family do, you got to stay away from, like drinking.
Oh yeah, I don't drink.
Me and my pops know not to drink and shit. Niggas,
well, no, you drink.
Not
the same way.
I actually don't. It's super occasionally.
Well,
like I have some bad stories.
PLAXes.
Well, that was 2019 was a crazy year. As our friends know. 2019 was
He tucked your chin into your stomach and threw up. Of course it was.
Oh no, that was recently.
I know, that's crazy. Yeah. That's still crazy. I don't drink,
recently.
But I just tuck my chin into my chest to throw up. Like that's not. I feel like that's drinking.
No, Rick, I have some terrible stories. Don't get me wrong, but I'm saying like I drink like super occasionally. It's just a few times I do. There's always a story to it. Needless to say, me and my pops like we might sip and do from time to time, but like because of certain family history, drinking heavily, like you know, I'm over to drink beer every day and all. Like, nah, you just don't do that. You'll die, bro. Just don't do it. Stay away from it, man. And every family got certain shit that you just can't do because it'll, what's the word? Like encapsulate you.
Nah, it's for
like you just said. You was at that table. Yeah, you was like, I don't think I want to get up from here.
Yeah, the drinking is definitely one for me. My dad used to drink a lot. He probably wouldn't like the story that I'm about to tell, but he don't watch these anyway. So. When I was younger,
I don't know. He been on the Instagram.
Yeah, it's fine, right? So they're just pictures.
You might get a phone call.
Forget it, right? So I don't drink, right? Well, I'm a social drinker. I'll drink like once when like we're out at like a restaurant or something. I've never been to a club. Never want to go to a club. I'm that type of person, right?
It's not fun. Clubs is not fun.
Yeah, but my dad, when I grew up, I knew what alcohol was because of my father. He had the whole like fridge in his room that specifically was only for alcohol.
That's not good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he used to have like the bar snacks in his room. Like he used to have pretzels and Cheez-Its, like just in containers. I love Cheez-Its because of him. Also, pretzels are whatever, they're pretzels, but Cheez-Its are it. And this was probably the day where my young, still forming mind came to the conclusion that I'm not going to be a drinker because I don't want to have to rely on drinking the same way some people do. And there's been other people in my life that I've grown up with that also drank, that kind of cemented it. But the first like real realization moment, like the coming to God moment, was when I was learning how to ride a bike. I had just recently got the training wheels off my bike, and my dad, he was from Central Park, and so we was over on Victoria. If anybody who's watching this is from Buffalo knows where that's at. We was over on Victoria because that's where we live, and he had me ride. He had both of us ride our bikes all the way around. And one of the places that we stopped at was a liquor store right by a gas station. Because on the way back home, he wanted a little bit of drink, and so we're God knows how many blocks away from our house. I'm still learning how to ride a bike without training wheels, and he got me standing outside holding my bike because obviously I can't go into the liquor store. So he got me outside.
Yo, having you outside. No, hold on, no disrespect at all. Having a kid outside with his bike on Central Park is crazy.
It's nuts, right?
Outside the liquor store
crazy.
on Central Park is crazy.
It's crazy.
For those of y'all who may not be from Buffalo, that's nuts, okay?
It's a little crazy, right? And he probably didn't think it was crazy because that's his neighborhood. So he's like,
yeah, that's right.
People from those places be like, oh,
that's my pops downtown.
Set, right?
Like,
yeah,
that's my pops downtown. Go ahead.
But it's still a bad part, right? And so I'm out there with my bike, his bike leaned against the wall. He's like, stay here. And it felt like I was out there for like in my kid brain, it felt like hours, but he at least had me out there for half an hour. And when I tell you I just wanted to go home and play the PlayStation, I was so sad. I just wanted to go home and play the PlayStation 2. And I'm out here and at a liquor store looking at
young, not the PS2.
I'm out there at the liquor store looking at all these posters because it was one of those hood liquor stores where the posters covered the window so much that you couldn't see inside. Like
little strip club posters.
Like if there wasn't lights in the joint, then it would be pitch black in there because the windows are blotted out by, like you said,
Buffalo kids.
Yeah,
bitch. Buffalo kids.
Not for real. By like you said, the strip club posters, the daiquiri posters, the pictures of women holding bottles and the alcohol you can't even pronounce on there, and it's to the point where I'm reading these things, not able to read them.
That's how Benny and them blew up. Fun fact.
Oh, really?
The little posters.
Posters. Yes.
Put they posters on the liquor store, man.
And got me out there reading these. I'm trying to pronounce daiquiri. I'm like, Dakari. I'm out there trying to like learn words. And he finally comes out, and then we got to ride our bikes all the way back home. He's balancing a fucking brown paper bag. And I'm over here having to figure out how to waddle this goddamn bike. And we've been out here since sunset to from sunrise to sunset. And I'm just like, once I realized what everything was, probably like years later, I was like, I never want to drink again. And plus, I've been around people who drank so much that like, if you ever had alcohol sweats, like that shit is terrible.
Yeah, getting off your ass drunk is not as fun as people.
Yeah, it's not.
I know some people. I don't know if we got younger listeners, but I know some people on the internet, or maybe some people in your life might make it look cool. It's not. It's really not. You feel horrible. You embarrass yourself. Listen to episode 19, Down Bad PLAX, if you want an example of that. It's not fun at all. Rick, I'm sorry that you had to experience that because being outside the liquor store with your bike in Central Park as a kid is nuts. I gotta. Speaking of dads putting you in precarious situations. So my pops, I'm not gonna bring up nobody's cases or anything like that. But my pops is, he from downtown. He repped that through and through. Mm-hmm. And such as Rick's dad is a CP guy.
Central Park.
Upstanding
Central
gentleman.
Park.
He's a CP guy. Upstanding gentleman. I like to say that first before I get into it more. Downtown, I guess, assuming you know the TGs, Rick, the town guards, right? Mm-hmm. Not the safest area, right?
Yeah, no. Your dad's from the town gardens?
No, he's not from.
Okay,
no, please don't say he'll get mad.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, he's not from the town, but you know of the town at the present time, not the safest place to be.
That's
right?
like Marcy.
Yeah, that's like basically like that. So I'm younger. I think I was still in middle school. I feel like, or maybe just got into high school. So we're walking, just chilling, and we're going through the TGs. And my dad, and apparently back in the day, the TGs wasn't like that. Like my dad's area was like that.
right.
The more inner downtown was like that. The TGs wasn't the way they are now. So we're there, we're walking, and I'm like, you think we should like walk through the TGs? Like, cause we're walking in the middle of the TGs and we're walking all the way through it. Yeah. And he's like, man, fuck the TGs, loud as fuck. I look at the man, I'm like, bro, stop. What are you doing? You're gonna get okay. He's like, man, these niggas ain't on shit. Blah blah blah. He's yelling this, Rick. I swear I swear on whatever. I swear, this motherfucker's yelling. Fuck the TGs. They not on shit. These niggas was never like that. Most of these niggas are just downtown niggas that moved out the apartment. But he's yelling this, bro.
Nah, he moving delirious.
And I'm still here. We made it out. I was like, I was like, my father's a supervillain, bro. There's no way you walked in. And motherfuckers was looking at him. Motherfuckers was coming out, and I'm like, I'm gonna die.
How old were you? Oh, you were 12? Yeah, that's the only reason he made it out.
I was like 12, 13.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Maybe.
You're the only...
but Rick, you know niggas. No,
but Steve, you were 12, 13. You were on the shorter side
12,
too.
13.
So they might have thought you was maybe like 10, 11. You might have got away with that.
I had my beard though. I had not my beard the way it is now.
Yeah, but you said you had the patchwork. Hey, you know hood kids grow up different.
Yeah, that is true. We do.
Hood kids grow up different.
You never know. You never know.
My friend literally had a mustache at 11. Hood kids grow up different. Yeah. It all depends on your person.
You remember the Spanish kids in our schools? They would have like full.
I remember the Spanish girls at our school.
Ooh, Rick! Now
they had the mustache, but not just Spanish women though. I just
it was some black girls with the mustache.
There was the only reason I say Spanish women is because one, I know a bunch of them and they say that body hair is a thing. Body hair is not a problem, but it's been a problem for them growing up because puberty everything grows. Men and women, it's all the same, right? And then it doesn't help that usually Spanish women have skin that is of the like beige, light brown, caramel color, and so black hair stands out a little strong. I will say, the one shorty had the full 5 o'clock. And I was like, oh my God. No. I was like, somebody help her.
School?
Yeah, I was like,
terrible.
I was like, at that point, somebody get her the oil.
Yeah, man, she might need to put that aftershave. Yo, Rick, did your dad have that gold aftershave with the green label on it?
See, my dad has always had a goatee, and so he didn't really do too much shaving, and if he did, I never really paid attention. Okay. You know,
my dad a shaver. Like he shaved like damn near every other day for real. He don't like having too much hair on his face. Yeah, so he do that.
Honestly, my dad was.
I would use the aftershave. That's probably why I grew the mutton chops because I would use the aftershave
early.
In high school.
Yeah, my dad was always weird. My dad never even taught me to shave because I don't grow hair like that. I use clippers and I just like buzz it off.
Same. Shave.
I do have a close straight razor that I use from time to time because I do like the straight razor, like close to baby feel, right? But my dad was always very like weirdly, I guess not secretive, but he didn't have like in our bathroom. The only thing in the cabinets were like other people's stuff. He would have like
your dad had the little bag.
Yeah. How you know about the bag?
Yo, I got a copper bag just off the strip.
How you know about the bag?
That's just my pops had the bag.
He had the bag too.
Bag.
Well,
he had like clippers in there.
That's because our dad was hose.
Yeah,
that was so he could take it with him to like.
Yeah, if you jumping around, you gotta have
a bag on you.
That's why I be feeling like a failure, bro. Cause like my dad was just such a G. Now my mom changed. Like I've said on the pod before, my mom changed them as far as I understand.
My mom did,
but whoa. I'm sorry, Rick.
It's what it is.
I'm sorry, buddy. It is what it is.
They were married when they had me, so I'm not a bastard. I can't be mad at anything, you know?
It's just stuff don't work out.
They got divorced a year after they had me, so I either ruined the divorce or I either ruined their marriage and they got a divorce because of me.
Or they thought that the kid
would fix the marriage and it did it. Yeah,
they was like, oh no, that's cat.
But that's only a year into the marriage, though. I feel like because it was only a year into, like, if it was 2 years into the marriage, then I could see me being like the try to like bandage fix it type scenario, because you know people do that all the time. They think kids will like bridge the gap of whatever they're not getting from each other, which is weird. That's a weird thing to put on somebody that's not even alive yet. Right. But since it was the first year out, like they were only married for a year, and then I was born, and then they literally got a divorce a couple months after I was born. I want to say I ruined it, or I was an accident as they got on the way out. But then at the same time, why get married for only a year?
Yeah, Rick, honestly, bro, that don't got all due respect to your parents, that don't got nothing to do with you, my boy. You just lived across years.
I just got caught up.
Yeah, you got caught up, bro. Don't even think about that.
Hey, but if it didn't, because it didn't work out, I got my baby sister, so you know, all things work out.
Yeah, things work out the way they should. You know? Yep.
I ain't doing that shit. But
oh no, because you're not a fucking idiot such as myself. But I know that's what I was gonna say. I feel like a failure because, like, before my dad got with my mom, he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Me, I just be getting my heart broke and disrespected and all this shit. I'm just like, where's the genes, man?
Well, it's
like,
because
why my grandpa was on shit. My dad was on shit. I'm assuming my great granddad was on shit. What the fuck is it? Even on my mom's side.
Well, your mom
my granddad was on shit.
Your mom had influence. You know, she wanted you to be a better person. And your dad became a better person because of your mom.
And
so
he was like,
so she probably they both raised you to be better than what.
To not be a nasty.
To be that kind of person. To your dad probably raised you to be the person that he probably wanted to be when he met your mom the first time. So you know you got to put that into perspective. You know. And then when my
granddad, granddad on my mom's side,
old people is different
told
though.
This story. He was wild his whole life up until he died. I thought these women. I only met my granddad on my mom's side a couple of times because he was super older. And I thought the women that would be in his house was his nurses because he was an older dude.
Yeah, right. It was nurses, buddy.
Bro, they was not nurses, bro. And I didn't find like my dad had to because it was my mom's dad. She didn't want to talk about it, obviously. But me and my dad was chatting one day, and I forgot how my grandpa came up, and he was like, and I said something about nurse. I was like, yeah, he always had nurses and stuff, but like he just, so I was talking about like just something medical or whatever. I was like, yeah, he always had nurses. He must have been like really sick or whatever. And my dad was like, nurses? He took me to the side. He said, young blood, them wasn't nurses.
No, that's crazy.
These shorties had to be older than 30, bro. And it was frequent. Like, it was like different. Like, we stayed with them for a minute. And it'd be like every other day, or sometimes it'd be 2 shorties in there. Sometimes it'd be just 1 every day or something like that. And me being a little kid, I'm like, oh, my granddad just like need nurses because like he was blind in one eye. Like he's an older dude. Okay, I understand that. Years later, my dad was like, man, them was...
Wait, he was getting them while being blind in one eye?
Hey, man. Hey, man.
You know he had that bag on him. He was like, what little I can see, I can tell you, beautiful babies.
That's what I'm saying, Rick. I come from a long line of niggas putting in work, and I'm just here being what I am, man, trying to make YouTube videos.
God took a lot of my eyesight away, but I can tell you, beautiful baby. Let me talk to you.
He did the Ray Charles. He touched Shorty's hand. He said, oh, I know you bad. I know you bad. Fun fact, my grandma did not fuck with my granddad at all on my mom's side. She did not fuck with old boy at all. Anytime like I would mention him, I'm a little kid. She'd just do like a little grumble and then keep it moving with the conversation.
Hilarious.
I was like, why? I was like, yeah, I seen my granddad. Da 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 da, and she was like, I'd be like, damn.
Nah, yeah, my
It's
dad.
like that.
My dad was moving
like
on that type of time. I'm glad I didn't obtain that gene.
I don't know, but Rick, I'm single, bro. Like, you got a girl. Like, I understand your perspective. I'm single, bro. And I feel like I'm just fumbling the bag.
Hey, I didn't always have a girl, though.
Man.
Like I said, I'm glad I didn't.
You was a kid, though. We was kids, though. That's different.
Yeah, right. High school is where the
Prime
start
time,
of the
yeah.
not prime time, but it's a start to the nasty nigga movements. College just amplifies it if you decide to go. But think about it like this, right? My dad, he was known as Pretty Ricky, because his name, which already should tell you. Like he had every time we see someone that he knew, men and women would call him Pretty Ricky. So the fact that it was cemented to the back where it was like that was him,
Ricky?
like come on, man. And my dad don't even like his name. He'd rather be called my name instead of his name. But when it's in that combination,
it's too late, man.
He absorbs
it's
it.
Too late,
right?
It's too late, man. You done made it happen.
Yeah, and so he was moving delirious. He had the Jordan one piercing going on with the,
Ooh.
and he had the box top. You know, he was moving delirious in the 80s and 90s. Like he was trying to be play himself. Right.
See, my pops was one of the low key cats. He do the low key shit. Like you won't find out unless shorties get to talking, and they be like, "Yeah, I was chilling with Steve or Chubb," and then another shorty be like, "Chubb, you was chilling with Chubb when the other day?" I was chilling with Chubb. Then shorties get to talking.
Yeah.
And then he'd get in trouble when he had to try to explain himself. Like, "Oh, shorty, what? Man, y'all tripping for real."
Nah, my dad wasn't subtle. He had the Jordan single.
Yeah, my dad was chill
hoop.
with it. He wasn't outside, like he wasn't outwardly trying to disrespect nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But now if you catch him, then he'll get to chat and like, why y'all acting like that? All that shit.
I remember one time when we was out when I was a little bit younger. Lady came up and was like, "Oh my God, is that Pretty Ricky?" And he was like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in a minute." And she turned and looked at me and they was talking and then she was like, "I was gonna be your mama." I was like, "All right, man, let me get the fuck out of here." let me go home. I'm like, "What are you talking to me?"
You know a nigga. My mom was married before she was with my dad. Actually, I'm not going. I was about to say all their business. But my mom was married before her and my dad got together.
Uh-huh.
And I only met the dude one time.
Mm-hmm.
And he said some shit like that to me.
How old was your mom when she met your dad?
Like 28 or something.
She was married once before?
Yeah. She was married to some dude. I forgot his name.
White or black?
Black. Come on, Rick.
Hey, my girlfriend is the production of. Well, it's a generation before though. But think about it, like her grandparents was interracial, so anything's possible.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Wow.
Mm-hmm. You thought the light skinness came from strength? No, it was.
Yeah, because some people just light skinned.
No, her grandma name is Deborah. Deborah. Okay. Deborah with the casserole.
We linking a lot of people business today.
Deborah with the tuna casserole. With the
next time I see her, I'll be like, or if she say nigger or something. Like,
no, you can't. No. You gotta bleep that. No. She came into the room. She mad because I said Deborah.
I'm gonna hit her with the. I turned not the 1/4 white calling me a nigga.
I turned and she just stood in the doorway, scared the shit out of me. She mad because I said Deborah. Deborah with the green bean casserole.
You heard what I said, Rick?
I did hear what you said. I be getting on her for her 1/4 white and saying racial slurs.
Oh! I wish I would have known that in high school, bro. Oh my God, she would have never been able. You know how she be saying. You know how she'd call you a nigga when she argued with you. I'd be like, oh,
You would have clutched your chest.
how
You
dare
can't
you?
call me that. No, that's funny.
Oh yeah, she lucky I ain't know that, man.
Nah, that's
She lucky as hell I ain't know that. What were? Oh, folks, she lucky I ain't know that in high school. Oh shit, nah, but damn, what was I about to say? Nah, yeah, he hit us. Me and my mom was out and about. I was really little. I had to be like 4 or 5. We was out and about, and she seen him, and he was chatting with her, and then he looked at me and said some shit like that, and I just looked at this nigga. And I was like, even as a little kid, I was like, yo, bro, I'll fuck you up, bro. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me, bro. Stop disrespecting me right now. And then he just went about his business or whatever. Apparently, he was a weird nigga, so good thing. If my mom wouldn't have left him, I wouldn't be here, so that's cool. I also got a story I'll tell you off the pod because that's a little too deep.
Too deep?
And yeah, it's a little too deep. But I'll tell you when we get off of here. What else we got, Rick?
There's a couple stuff, but I feel like because we've gone off the rails, I'm gonna take this podcast on a different route.
Okay.
You ever heard this dude named Charleston White?
Yes.
The old head dude
funny.
who
Yes.
be like, well, y'all can do whatever y'all want. I'm gonna call the policeman. You know how he be.
Yeah.
And it brought up an interesting thing that was weird to me, right? So I guess he was at one point with the shits, like he stepped away from it. I think he went to jail for a body or whatever for a bit before he came out. And he was like, I'm a civilian now, whatever, right? And he was like, yeah, everybody get on me about snitching and shit. And I was thinking, isn't it like street law where if you a civilian, it's not snitching? Like, that's just, you're not a part of nothing. So you could call the police. You could be right. Like, these dudes over there was shooting. Like there was a drug exchange. Whether the people in there would retaliate for whatever is a whole nother thing. Like, people do whatever they do. They don't want you to tell whatever. But that's not called snitching.
Yeah, you a civilian. You're not a part of that shit.
And I find it so weird. And I was looking in the comments and stuff, and I was just thinking, when do you think it turned from snitching is for the people who was a part of the crime or a part of life to being snitching is anybody who's black telling on whatever another black person is doing to the police? When do you think that changed?
I hate to be the old head here, but I think it's the new niggas. Not gonna lie, it's the new hood niggas that made it like that. Because, like, if you causing a ruckus in my community and I don't want you to, and I'm not involved in that shit, I feel like I should have the right to tell. That's just me personally. Maybe I don't know. I'm not hip to the rules. But if you causing a disturbance in my community, and I don't want you to, and it seems unnecessary, I feel like I have the right to tell, and I shouldn't be threatened to penalized for it. That's just me. I don't know. What you think, Rick?
I want to say it was probably around the time of the 90s.
Okay.
Where I feel like people were being called snitches for just living in a place where someone else was doing dirty. It's kind of like, I feel like it's a weird thing, like, you live here, so you got to deal with it if I'm doing shit here, and I'm like, that's not how that works. Like, sir, if I see you sling a pack out your window, and it's causing people to be in the neighborhood where I don't feel safe.
Individuals
where I don't feel safe, or I don't feel like my kids are safe, or whatever. I'm telling that you slinging a pack out the window. I'm telling that you moving the brick, the work, the walk to Poland. Like, I'm saying all of it.
The walk. That's such a garbage banger, man.
It's not even a banger. That shit is so trash, but that hook is like nefariously catchy.
It is. Shout out to Lil Yachty, man. continuously. Somebody that I thought might have fell off and he didn't. Shout out to Yachty, man. Shout out to Yachty. But yeah, no, I feel like if you was a motherfucker that was involved at one point or another, and then you're on that type of shit, I don't think you should be able to do that. Because it's like, nigga, you was just part of the nefarious acts a year ago. You can't, just because you can be a changed person and not be a part of it, and that's fine.
You just can't tell no more.
Yeah, you can't. You personally can't be on that shit because, nigga, you just was doing this shit. But if you've never been a part of that type of stuff, you just trying to live, work your 9 to 5, and take care of your kids or whatever, then you and your family have every right to say what y'all want to say. It shouldn't be targeted for it. And also to the niggas that's targeting civilians for telling, kind of pussy, kind of bitch ass. Because if a nigga's not like that and you're targeting them, you're just...
It's giving bitch.
Yeah, it's very much giving bitch. That's a bitch. Very much giving bitch. That's a bitch ass move, bro. Not gonna lie. I wanted to... Rick, I just wanted to say something really quick. And I know we've talked about her a lot. Mm-hmm. But I watched... You know about All Def Digital and Defiant TV and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
So they got this thing called cancel court, right? Where two sides argue whether a person or a word or like something in black pop culture should be canceled and got rid of. Mm-hmm. So this week they started a 2-part series about Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, cancel her.
Right.
Cancel her and her husband.
And Will. Okay,
and Will.
All right.
He allowed himself to get manipulated.
You kind of on both sides of it. That's basically kind of what they both was kind of saying. But the thing you just brought up about Charleston White snitching and stuff brought up a conversation that they got into. The Will being the quote unquote corny nigga, quote unquote, and Tupac being the hood nigga that she always wanted, right?
Don't bring Tupac into this.
No. This is just the argument they.
I'm just saying in terms to them, like, don't bring Tupac into this.
Well, this is what they were saying. They were saying like, well, one of them was saying, I think it was Ryan Davis. He said that, first of all, Will Smith said himself, Jada never wanted to get married to him. Which Will, that's why the fuck would you marry her then?
Yeah, why would you bring that out? Whatever. Batman couldn't get that info out of me.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid within itself. But whatever. And Will didn't say this, but as we all pretty much know, she loved Tupac. She loves that nigga to death. No pun intended. But that was disgusting. I'm sorry, guys. It just brought up the conversation of, you know how women, not all women, but a lot of women like the quote unquote bad boy over the quote unquote good guy, quote unquote. Not saying just because you more clean cut don't necessarily mean you a good guy. You can still be an asshole.
You can still be a piece of garbage.
Yeah, you still can be garbage in a different way. But in just general speaking, women like, the guy that gets in trouble and the guy that got a gun and sells drugs and all that shit. And they were kind of like getting on Will, like saying he's like Mr. Magoo and all that shit. And I was just like, I don't know. I just was like, that's dumb though, because like you could talk shit about Will, but we wasn't talking this shit 2-3 years ago about Will. Everybody loved Will Smith. The only reason we talk shit about him is because this person, his wife, has embarrassed him to no end. And then he embarrassed himself even more by doing what he did at the Oscars and putting his book out and all that shit. I don't see nothing wrong with the Mr. Magoo. And I feel like that's true, because if you match up the two, one of them's dead. And one of them, besides the whole situation with Jada, is thriving and doing well. And it's not like Tupac randomly just got in a car accident or just got sick. He was part of gang shit. Mm-hmm. He preached it. You see what I'm saying? It's a difference between just an accident happening or life just happening and then being a part of gang shit.
It's because he got the juice.
You see what I'm saying? Say it again, Rick. I'm sorry.
I said it's because he got the juice.
Oh, wow.
Good movie.
All right, y'all. This has been another...
It's a good movie.
No, No, but you see what I'm saying though? It's like, yeah, that's cute for the time being, but most of them niggas end up dead or in jail or injured to no avail. Like, it might be cute to be with that nigga in the time, like for a period of time, but longevity wise, what is that gonna do for you at the end of the day? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, I get the bad boy appeal. I guess it just was a weird argument to me. Cause it's like, yeah,
it's a weird argument because I guess you could say like you're right. There's nothing wrong with him being a Magoo in whatever that really means.
That's just the term.
Yeah, I'm just saying whatever that means to that person, like straight laced, a square, whatever, right?
Right.
But I guess to make it seem like a detriment to him is crazy. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, that's just how he is as a person. Whether other people find it cool or not is up to other people.
That's up for interpretation, right?
Yeah, you could say he was in the wrong for accepting how she treated him and wanting to still marry her, which is true. That's still true. And you could also put it on her, being like, why would she just settle for this dude that she knows she didn't really love? And then
because he's a successful nigga.
Well, but even past,
theoretically speaking, he was gonna be good.
Even past that, because she was in movies and stuff before Will and all that, so it's not like she had no prospects. That's true. Don't get me wrong. Will Smith has been successfully off the charts for many years, but he's been married to Jada for a time where he was at kind of like the same celebrity level as her. So it's not like she hopped on the Will train when the Will train was taking off. Would
you say they was equal when Fresh Prince was out and she was doing movies?
She was doing like, what was it? What was the shit with Queen Latifah?
Set It Off.
Set It Off.
Set It Off is a banger.
Yeah, she was on Fresh Prince with Will as a recurring character for a bit.
And A Different World was a banger.
Yeah, she did a couple different things. I can probably look up.
She's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
they named some of the joints she was in. She was in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she was in a lot of things, and I feel like for that time period of the '90s, yes, I feel like because what did Will have besides Fresh Prince in the '90s? Like he had a recurring syndicated.
He was a Grammy Award winning artist, and he won Emmys from Fresh Prince.
Yeah, from Fresh Prince. But I'm saying in terms of
she didn't have no award.
But I'm saying for one, she didn't make music, so that's whatever, right?
Oh no, she did. It just wasn't popping. She did rock music. Shout out to Willow for putting us on to that.
But but that's a whole nother thing. She was trying to be black, making rock music. She was setting herself up for a hard time. But at the same time, what I'm saying is at that time, maybe saying on par with Will is a stretch, but she wasn't some slum that he picked up off the street and made her clean up and turn her into Jada Pinkett Smith. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like her at that time period to be in a relationship with him to then later get married, the prospect of being with Will the Fresh Prince Smith it's not the same as it is now. Like or as it was between that time before shit started hitting the fan. Like she was there at a time period where he was like a B+ level celebrity. Like it was before Men in Black. It was before sadly the Wild Wild West.
Independence Day was out, right?
No, not at that point. Fresh Prince was done way before Independence Day came out because we
wasn't born, y'all. So I don't know the exact timeline. We wasn't born yet. Mm-hmm. I didn't see Fresh Prince was over by the time I seen it. So or damn near. If it wasn't over, it was damn near over.
It was way before. It was way before Independence Day. It was before Men in Black. It was before Hitched, Hancock. Like you gotta think about like the things that made Will like a cultural icon and stuff.
Recent shit.
It's like he didn't have all that shit under his belt. Pursuit of Happiness, like that had.
Oh yeah, none of that.
Yeah, shit. That had
his bangers. His true bangers of films wasn't because he wasn't doing films yet.
Mm-hmm.
He was just doing Fresh Prince. Okay, I get that part. Okay.
Yeah,
my argument isn't that. It's more so the downplaying the decent dude. Again, just because you don't get in trouble don't mean you're not an asshole. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what Will Smith has presented himself as up until now has been a relatively... Hefty is calling me. Shout out to the Hefty man. I will call him back later.
Probably calling you because you're late for stream.
Yeah, I'm 10 minutes late. I'm actually 2 hours late. I was supposed to stream at 8. But I informed everybody that it would be a little bit longer. But, yeah, that's just my argument. The downplaying of a decent dude that don't get in trouble for the bad boy when a lot of times those guys are dead, in jail, injured, on probation and all those things. So longevity wise, does that really make sense to want that guy so much when he's probably not going to be around past like 5 to 10 years? That's all I'm saying. And maybe I'm just hating as thing because I'm not no, nefarious individual like that. Maybe I'm just a hater, but that's just how I look at it. Like, it might be cool in the moment, and you get that thrill of the dangerous motherfucker and all that shit. But when he's dead or in prison for a very long time, what did you just accomplish? Nothing. You see, that's where maybe I'm just a hater. Maybe I could. No,
I understand it, but at the same time, as like you said, as long as it's like people being like, oh, you weird or you're not cool for not being a part of it. Obviously, you're gonna feel that way. Now, if you still feel that way and no one cares one way or the other, you being a hater.
Oh no, I was just saying it because the way dude was levying his argument. Again, he was just trying to be funny and use it as his argument. It's like it's a sketch comedy show. I get that part. It's just how he was like playing it. I was like, he's joking, but people really feel that way though.
Yeah, no, they do.
Yeah, it's people out there that really feel that way. That's why it's such a funny way that he's putting it, because people really feel that way. And I just kind of like, I got offended. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, hey, that's not right from a Mr. Magoo ass nigga. That is not okay. But Rick, I am late for stream. I gotta get back. I gotta get on to it. I got people calling me and my Discord is going crazy. So I'm gonna let you close it out. All
right, everybody. This has been another episode of the R&P Podcast, episode 70. We hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any things that you want to tell us about the episode, what you didn't like, let us know down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification so you know when we upload next. We got a lot of stuff on the way for y'all. We got more reacts, more episodes, and skits.
Got some surprises for y'all, too. Yeah, we got some stuff for y'all.
And don't forget to watch us or listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. Wherever you catch your podcasts at, we're there. We're looking for you. We're waiting for you. And we love you.
Oh, Rick, you were indeed correct. That is exactly why he called me. He said, where's my late night entertainment?
There you go.
All right, y'all. We love y'all. And we love you guys. Peace.
Bye.